Africa's Big Five. This is the Wild Eye Podcast. Hey everybody, my name is Gerry, I'm from Wild Eye, and based on a couple of conversations I had over the last while with people online, I thought I'm going to run a series of podcasts over the next 2 weeks in which I look at each of the big five animals in Africa. And I'm going to do a deep dive into behavior, some ecology, background, conservation status. I've got a whole bunch of guides books, obviously, at home, and I'm going to take some of the bigger, more robust ones, and I'm going to break it down into podcast episode on each one of the big five. So if you have any questions on the big five after this episode, please hit me up. Let me know your questions. I'll try and include them. So like I said, I'm going to try and do this in the next 2 weeks before I head back on safari. But just as an intro, I thought let's try and ask Perplexity, which is one of my favorite AI platforms, to tell me what the big five is. This is what I get. The term big five in Africa originally referred to the five most difficult animals to hunt on foot, which is lion, leopard, rhino, elephant, and African buffalo. These animals were known to be dangerous and treacherous, and it was considered a feat by trophy hunters to bring them home. Today, the expression takes on a much gentler form, referring to seeing the big five during wildlife safaris on the African continent. The term is extensively used in safari promotions and marketing, and expressions such as Big Five Country or Home to the Big Five have become common practice to attract tourists. Now, I've had arguments with people that the giraffe and the hippo are also a part of the Big Five. They're not, even though they might be bigger than some. And there's also the other one where people extrapolate and they say the Super 7, which also then includes cheetah and wild dog. But that's a discussion for another time. For this series I'm going to do, hopefully starting towards the end of this week, I am going to focus on the big five, which is lion, leopard, rhino, elephant, and the African buffalo. I continued on my AI journey and I just asked it, where is the best place to see the big five? And this is what it gave me. There are many places in Africa where you can see the big five animals. Some of the best places to see them are: number 1, South Africa, Kruger National Park; number 2, Tanzania, Serengeti and Ngorongoro Crater; number 3, Namibia, Etosha National Park and the Waterberg Plateau Park; number 4, Botswana, such as Chobe National Park, Okavango Delta or Moremi; and number 5, Kenya, Masai Mara National Reserve. These destinations all offer a unique safari experience and house a diverse range of ecosystems as well as wildlife beyond the big five. However, it is important to remember that there are no guarantees when it comes to actually seeing all members of the big five while on safari. Leopards are notoriously elusive, and rhino numbers are dwindling all across Africa. Talk to your Africa Safari expert about matching the right Big Five safari destination to your requirements. Some of our recommended destinations deliver better and more guaranteed sightings than others, and we can also advise you on where to go for the best chances to see a specific animal, such as leopard, or for the most dramatic Big Five sightings, like huge herds of elephants or buffalo hunting prides of lions. Holy hell, that's dramatic. So the thing is here, their list, which goes South Africa, Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, Kenya, like I would not send you to Namibia, Etosha National Park to see the Big Five. There are other places. Sabi Sands comes to mind for Big Five. Masai Mara, Tanzania, Serengeti comes to mind. But again, the idea with this series I'm going to be putting out is not necessarily to dig into, and I'll mention where there are historically better sightings, but the idea is I want to try and educate, I want to try and inform you on specifically the behavior. Now, I'm doing this as 2 reasons. Number 1 is for the photographers out there, because the more you know about animal behavior, the better it gets. This is one of the presentations that Johan and I will be doing in Chicago coming up soon. It's called The Secret Life of Animals 2.0, and in that, we are looking at animal behavior in order to give you an understanding of what they could do in order to make you photograph them better. And then for the rest of you, if you're not a photographer and you're just keen on wildlife, the series of podcasts will also bring some value to you just from a knowledge point of view and an appreciation of the animals and the species and the subtle nuances in behavior that you see in all these animals. So hopefully towards the end of the week, I'm going to get this one kicked off. And if you have any questions on the back of each of those, let me know. Or if you have any questions now while watching this, listening to this, let me know. My details are at the end of the video if you're watching on Instagram, or then you can hit me up, gerry@wildeye.com, Gerry at wildeye.com, or just hit me up with a DM with questions you have on the big five animals. Try and be as specific as you can, and I'll try and include those for you when I start recording them later this week. That's about it for now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for lending me your ears. I look forward to chatting to you in the next episode. My name is Gerry. I'm from Wild Eye. Bye for now.